Ellie and the river of stars. The night was quiet, the air cool and filled with the gentle hum of crickets. Ellie sat by her lantern, tracing constellations with her finger in the sky above. That's when she noticed something unusual, a streak of light flowing along the ground, like water made of stars. Curiosity sparked. She followed it. The glowing path led her to a hidden cave behind the waterfall near her village. Inside, the air shimmered as though filled with dust from the heavens. At the bottom of the cavern flowed a river unlike any she had seen. Liquid silver, sparkling with stars, drifting as though carrying the night sky itself. As she leaned closer, the river whispered her name. Ellie, her heart jumped. The river was alive. And before she could step back, the water surged upward, pulling her in. Ellie tumbled through glowing currents, her lantern flickering wildly. When she surfaced, she found herself in a realm lit entirely by the river of stars. It wound across floating islands and cascaded into waterfalls that spilled into the void. Strange fish, shaped like comets, darted through the currents. Birds with wings of light soared above, their feathers leaving trails of sparks. Ellie pulled herself onto a starry bank, coughing. That's when a figure emerged from the glow, a woman cloaked in starlight, her hair flowing like constellations. "You are not of this realm," the woman said gently. "Few mortals find the river of stars. Fewer return." Ellie stood tall, gripping her pendant. "Then I'll be one of the few." The first trial came quickly. The current formed a bridge of flowing stars, leading Ellie across the river. But halfway across, the bridge trembled and broke into countless pieces. She gasped as she began to fall, until glowing fish swam upward, forming stepping stones. But each stone only lasted a few seconds before dissolving. Ellie leapt quickly, her breath sharp, her heart pounding. At the last step, she stumbled, about to fall into the current. She closed her eyes, raised her lantern, and whispered, "Guide me." The lantern flared, forming a final step of light. Ellie landed safely on the opposite bank. The starry woman's voice echoed, "You trusted light when all else failed. Good." The second trial awaited deeper, along the river. Ellie came upon a grove of crystal trees growing upside down, their roots dangling into the water. The trees hummed, releasing orbs of light that floated around her like fireflies. But when Ellie tried to pass, the orbs blocked her way, glowing fiercely. A whisper filled her ears, "Give or be lost." Ellie thought hard. She opened her backpack and took out her loaf of bread, placing it on the ground. The orbs didn't move. She hesitated, then lifted her flute. She began to play a soft tune. The orbs swayed gently, their glow dimming. Slowly, they cleared the path, drifting upward like small moons. The grove shimmered and dissolved, leaving only the river. "You shared your gift," the voice whispered, "and the river flows onward." The woman's eyes softened. "If you wish to return, you must pass 3 trials carried by the current." The final trial began at the river's heart. Ellie drifted in a boat of starlight, carried swiftly by the current. But ahead lay a whirlpool, spinning endlessly, pulling in fragments of broken dreams, laughter, tears, and voices crying out. From the whirlpool rose a figure made of shadows, its eyes voids of darkness. It hissed, "Stay here. Be forgotten. You are small, and the world is vast." Ellie clutched her pendant. "Maybe I am small, but dreams are carried by even the smallest streams." She raised her lantern high. Its light pierced the shadows. The whirlpool raged, then stilled. The river calmed, carrying her gently forward. At last, Ellie found herself before a towering waterfall of stars. The woman of constellations stood there once more, her eyes kind but grave. "You have faced trust, sacrifice, and doubt," she said. "Now choose, remain here, where dreams flow forever, or return to your world, carrying only a fragment of the river's gift." Ellie thought of her village, her friends, the lives she touched. She shook her head. "I must return, but I'll carry the light with me." The woman smiled. "Then take this." She touched Ellie's lantern, and a drop of starlight entered it, glowing brighter than ever. The river swelled, lifting Ellie upward. She was carried back through the waterfall cave, tumbling into the familiar world once more. Her lantern now burned with a soft silver flame, never dimming, even in the darkest night. When Ellie stepped outside, the dawn was breaking. The villagers were just waking, unaware of the realm beneath their feet. Ellie looked back at the waterfall. The glow had vanished, the river was hidden again. But she knew it still flowed, carrying dreams across worlds. That night, Ellie sat by her lantern again, tracing constellations. But now, the stars seemed brighter, closer, like they knew her name. Sometimes, when the wind was quiet, she heard whispers in the flame, wishes, hopes, and forgotten songs drifting through the river she had touched. Ellie smiled softly. The river of stars had changed her, not because it gave her power, but because it reminded her that every dream, no matter how small, had a place in the flow of the world. And so she kept her lantern burning, guarding both light and dreams.